something a bit more positive now. This is actually to do, funnily enough, it's the complete opposite of what we were just saying, which was that, you know, things like activism don't work, things like community movements don't work. This is someone who I think deserved to be highlighted this week just because they did some amazing work. So we'll have it up on the screen, obviously, but this is Tatiana Qureshi. Okay, now she is the founder of something called Mothers Together, which was also founded by a woman called Julie Steaky.
What's Mothers Together?
So Mothers Together is essentially a group that was founded after Tatiana Qureshi's son was stabbed to death in Slough back in 2023.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so she actually...
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah, rest in peace to him, fully. So her son's name was Timur. Timur basically was stabbed in an instance of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's a shame.
And being around people who obviously had situations going on. So this group, Mothers Together, was basically founded as a support group. And it was more of a support group and campaigning against knife crime in Slough. Now, obviously, there was that massive, I think it was it Channel 4 where that documentary come out on that kid that was killed in Slough, man. It was a massive documentary. Do you remember this?
No.
Catching a Killer. Yeah. So this, on Channel 4, when I tell you this has got views up and down the country.
Yeah? Oh, okay, yeah.
This was about a kid called Chiron who was a lad who actually lived near Sippenham. And he was killed. He was actually stabbed. At the time, he was just riding a bike. Yeah, he crashed into a car, and then they ended up stabbing him. Okay,
he crashed into a car.
Yeah, look. So
like a moped bike?
No. So
push bike?
He was chased by a group of 4 men. Yeah, after a collision happened between him when he was on a bike and some people in a car, and then he ended up getting stabbed to death.
Rest in peace to him as well.
100%. But it's a shame that like these stories of kids getting stabbed
is what's bringing the community together.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, and it's something that continuously is occurring in Slough. And I'll be honest with you, like, it's like an increasing trend up and down the country now, where these kids are carrying knives and like they say it's to protect themselves, but it's like you're 14 years old. Who have you really got beef with like that? Do you know what I mean? Part of me wishes that like it was like back in the day where if you had a problem with someone, meet me in the park.
Yeah, but like back in the day, I still believe there's a big proportion of it that it was taken. And I must have heard a lot of screaming and shouting. And then I saw a group of people chasing like 1-2 people in it. They were young, innit? Like proper young, probably still in school type of young, yeah. And this was like, I don't know, maybe 8 o'clock in the evening down, I think it's St. Paul's Avenue, right? And I remember the kid who was getting chased, yeah, he was shouting, knife, they got a knife, they got a knife, yeah. But I could see that nobody had one.
Yeah.
No one had a knife. But now it's a natural assumption. Yeah, the natural assumption is that whoever's running me down, they got a knife. Knife. But do you reckon that in itself is just literally instilled fear in the young, like the youth itself, the young community, and just naturally, because they're so afraid of it, they're like, well, fight fire with fire, innit?
So I think...
I'm not justifying it, but I get to some degree, it's like taking a knife to a gun fire, You're going to take a gun instead.
For me, I feel like... look, my view on it is this, I think kids nowadays... These, especially like when I say kids, I mean if your arms, if I could fit all 4 of your limbs inside of my thigh, you're basically a child. I think these kids don't even know how to use these knives. Personally, I think they just carry it around.
No one does. No, like, there's no like.
It's like
you don't grow up to get some training in school like how you use a knife.
But it's like, for example, back in school, right, for us at least, if say for example there was a kid who boxed, the assumption from everyone, no matter how, like, whatever's happening, like, okay, he said this about they know automatically to be wary of this kid because he does boxing. That kid is probably terrible at boxing, but because of the fact that he does it, it's enough to deter some people, innit? I think personally that is what knives are now. Yeah,
you know what, I don't disagree with you.
So I think that the threat of a knife, the threat of the potential of a knife, someone saying, or someone, like, I've seen so many videos of these kids, their go-to move is to like put their hands like here and be like, bro, say it again, bro. And I'm there, and I'm obviously I'm not there in that scenario, but I'm looking at these videos and I'm thinking to myself, if you're gonna do it, do it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna pull it out, if you want to scare these lot, scare them, innit? I don't understand what this is. Like, why are you?
Yeah, but the thing is, when you push people, yeah, and they don't have an understanding, and you're pushing someone to show and do it, they will do it. That's the problem, isn't it? That you're telling a bunch of young people who are driven by like testosterone or hormones and ego and image and Instagram and social media, all these external factors that we probably didn't have as much growing up. Like when I was young, yeah, like I didn't know too much about what's happening around in other areas, especially when I lived in Hounslow. Like, I didn't know what was going on in this area, that area. It was all word of mouth because, unless it was breaking news. Yeah, you didn't hear about it because of social media. The thing is like, social media has made everything more aware, but of the good and the bad, innit? You can hear great news on social media, but you can also hear some terrible stuff, And that gets people like I've said it to you a couple of times where all I see randomly, like the algorithms, is negative feeds.
Well, did you hear about that AI that they said like they just basically let this AI loose on the internet and it turned into this like racist killer? The majority of stuff that's out there in the media
is ridiculous.
Look, we could even look at it from the aspect of this podcast. Yeah, if we talk about negative stuff, it will get more views just because that's what sells. Yeah, if you look at in the media, if you look at movies, if you look at this, no one's making a movie about a nice, wholesome family that nothing happens to. There's always some kind of evilness going on.
Yeah.
So what we can take away from this is that evil sells, isn't it? Yeah.
Evil
is what is needed for people to pay attention. And I think it's also that and a combination of just do you know what globalization is? Just the world becoming one place.
Yeah.
You look now at like kids in America. You look at kids in England, France, Germany, they all dress the same. Have you noticed this? They all dress exactly. They do. They're all wearing a tech fleece. Yeah, they're all wearing Air Maxes. They're all wearing Jordans. It's the same. Think they are. It's the same thing.
It's similar, but I wouldn't say it's the same.
They style it differently.
Yeah.
One will wear.
But in essence, it's the same.
But it's all the same. Yeah. They all listen to the same music. Yeah. They all speak this similar languages. They all know the same slang. Yeah, if one of them made a reference about something, like a video that they've seen online, they all know that reference, even if it was a kid from America, because they're all consuming the same content. And the internet has played such a big part in this.
Yeah, of course.
It's widely accessible information that has no limits or barriers.
But that was the purpose of the internet, is to communicate, innit?
100%.
But back to that, the main point of like the mothers together, I do feel like even if like not only parents, but like people with siblings or anything like that, if you feel like, you know, this is something you could support, 100% I'd say do it. Because you're being more proactive than reactive.
100%.
You can sit there and say, oh, you know what, my kid ain't ever going to get involved in these type of things. But it doesn't have to be your kid or your brother or your sister. It could be their friend. And you know what? Rule of thumb is when you're young, innit? You're going to back your own. Always. You're always going to back your own, regardless whether they're right or wrong. It's just a natural instinct, innit? It's to keep people that you care about
especially
safe.
With boys as well. Boys are the biggest victims of knife crime as well, and the biggest perpetrators of knife crime.
Because once upon a time, we used to have community centers like Exart and all this and that. And that, believe it or not,
are they still around?
They are and they aren't. I think they are, but I don't think it's as heavily funded as it used to be, man. Definitely not. Definitely it isn't. Because I used to know a friend who helped out a lot there. And even some of the people we went MMA with, they are a result of attending something like that. And it put them in a sport.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. No, it didn't necessarily put them in a sport, but it kept them out of trouble in certain angles, right? And it generally helped them. Like, I've seen the results of how like these vulnerable people and kids and stuff like that can help each other around.
Just having community.
Yeah, just having a strong community. Like, the thing is like some of these people, generally youngsters, feel very alone. Yeah, but and for us it was very different because they see so much online. Yeah. You know, this crime, that crime, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's out to get me, blah, 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 blah. It's not really the case. But I've got younger cousins, bruh, if they ever found out that my younger cousins are here, you're watching this, I bet you are, you get caught with a knife, brother, not your dad, I shall be there.
Him and your dad.
Yeah, me and your dad are going to be there. Me, my brother, and your dad. Me, my brother, your dad, and your dad's brother.
4.
Screw it, call my granddad.
5 people.
Yeah, man, we're going to be there.
Beat your ass. That's
what 100%.
100%, man.
But don't get me wrong, he's a good kid.
Yeah, I remember a story of my younger brother's mate when they were still like in school. Yeah. And when I tell you, bro, put it this way, yeah. Do you remember the first guy in Slough that offered the Nike discounts?
I think so.
Do you remember this guy, yeah? Like, he's a local legend, yeah? When I tell you he's my brother's age, he's my brother's friend, yeah? I've been in his house many times, yeah? I was one of my best mates was his older brother, yeah? He got stabbed. And he wasn't involved in anything like that.
There you go.
He just got stabbed from exactly what you just said, being in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. Yeah, and he was trying to run away and blah, 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 and then they caught him and they stabbed him. Yeah, and that could have been that kid dead. That kid is a future millionaire. Like, I'm telling you now. I'm calling it right now. That kid is a future millionaire, and he got stabbed. And he's an academic young man. He's smart. He's about business. Do you know what I mean? He's fully going to make it in life, bro. Like, he's just got his head screwed on. But because of where he was at the time,
exactly,
it just ended up not going right for him. So anyone can be a victim of knife crime, but I think it's important to educate yourselves. And I think to an extent as well, especially for the boys, I think it's more, one of the biggest things you can do to help your sons is put them in a form of combat, because it will discipline them and it will help them understand that there's always a bigger fish out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? So just treat people how you want to be treated, and then we can all live peacefully. But with these lot, they recently did a march, or like a little walk. Mothers Together we're talking about. They did a walk against knife crime, and that was in Harvey Park on Slough at the Saturday that just went past. So big shout out to them. You're doing great things in the community.
And it's freezing.
Yeah, and it was freezing.
Yeah,
and they were out there marching against knife crime. So yeah, anyone with a knife, you think you're cold, but Mothers Together is colder.
Yeah, trust me.
You ain't got nothing on them, bro.
Ice, baby.
I think the next story actually is one that you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, man. I think these two are sick. So Case and Christian, two youngsters, 9 and 10. I believe they're to be brothers, families from Jamaica, right? They moved here. The background story is like the family struggled a bit, but these two on the BBC Need for Children, right? Live performance November 15th, and they bust down a choir, man. Oh, really? They was out singing, yeah. Like, imagine you're 9 and 10 and you're live on BBC and you're in a choir. The vocals you gotta have as a kid, yeah. You might as well go on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, fully.
Like, if you were to be an artist or have a singer's voice, what type of voice would you reckon you have?
Me?
Yeah.
What type of voice would I have?
Yeah.
Do you know what I would love to sing like? Yeah.
Adele.
Nah.
Beyonce.
No. Why would I want to sing like a woman? No, I want to, or Mary J. Blige. Nah, I want to sing like
Central C.
Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
Like, you know, that old school, like just smooth with it. Yeah, like you hire me to play at your wedding type thing. Yeah, I want that. That would be my singing voice.
Okay.
What about you?
So you basically want to be the Asian version of Imran Khan? Like the Asian version at weddings.
No, not Imran Khan. No, I'm not amplifying. No, I don't want to be that guy. No. I just want to be like, I'll smooth in it. You know what I mean? That would be my thing. But no. But how did these kids get this spot on this choir then? Because it says obviously that they're part of a community youth soul choir.
Yeah.
So big up them as well, I guess, because they've helped to get these kids to this stage, innit? So it's really good.
But the thing I like about this is that as much as that there's knife crime in Slough, there's like the budgeting issue with the council, there's hidden gems here, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like even these two brothers are an example that you could be in some trashy, well, I'm not going to say the word trashy environment, but you could be in like a deprived type of council environment, right? Yeah. And even like their family moving from Jamaica to the UK, and then the first place you decide to pick is Slough, probably ain't exactly easy either, right? But nonetheless, like you've gone out. So when they grow up, I just hope they use their talents, because singing ain't everyone's talent, man. There's artists out there who try and try, even from Slough, they will try and try.
Who's that guy that we had that back in the day? Do you remember him?
Nah.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I don't want to.
You know, what's his name? What was his name? That we had like a rapper or something from Slough, innit?
Yeah, like even him, you tried, innit? Like you tried. Yeah, man, like them two, like amongst all the bad news, I feel like they've killed it, man. The fact that they've gone on the BBC Live and they're demonstrating their talents, I really hope, like, even if their family is struggling, like this helps them get out of the struggle. They get sponsors, they get help, they get awareness, like all these type of things, man. Because like for any immigrant family that comes here, right, it's definitely not easy, man. especially with the direction the council's moving, like the increase in council tax of 4.99/5%. Like all this stuff, man, they don't help these new people, you know what I'm trying to say? So for these two being 9 and 10, you're out there on TV, live, singing your hearts out, and they probably enjoyed it. They probably loved it.
Well, it recently happened. So I think it was...
What's the date today?
November 15th.
Yeah, so it wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, literally, November 15th, which was the Thursday that just went.
Yeah.
They were on BBC live.
Yeah.
Singing for Children's in Need.
Exactly.
And that was at 7 p.m. So, yeah, shout out to them two boys, man. Shout out to their parents as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, their parents have obviously been doing a great job with them. Seeing that they got a talent at something, pushed for that talent. And, you know, like Rahil said, hopefully their kids are going to end up, you know, becoming famous musicians.
Just remember us, innit?
Yeah, remember us. We're your first bit of marketing, you know what I mean?
And we're your fans. We're out here, we're rooting for you guys.
Yeah, man. So when you get rich and famous, come do an episode with us.
100%.
Yeah, get some views, you know what I mean? No. But yeah, I wish them the best, man. I wish them the best. But I think...